Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Comfort Oladayo Adegbemru, and yes, on this channel we talk about study opportunities, lifestyle and everything good that will be of benefit to you. So today I'll be talking about the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship, what it entails, what you need to apply, what countries are involved in the scholarship, who exactly is eligible for this scholarship, the documents you require, and how to go about the process. So if you know you are interested in this, stay tuned to the end. So welcome back once again, and I guess you're really interested in knowing what this scholarship is about. So let's get straight to the point. So what exactly is the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship? It's similar to the usual Commonwealth Scholarship. However, the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship is for studying in low and middle income countries, not UK, not Australia, not Canada, not New Zealand or any of the high income countries. So it's for a 2-year master's program in some low and middle income countries, as I would list the countries later on. So what exactly is the aim of the scholarship? It's for people who are passionate about developing their community and developing their country in the long run. And even the normal Commonwealth Scholarship is generally about this. And like I said, it's a 2 years master's program, not for PhD and not for undergraduate. So what exactly does this scholarship cover? It covers your full tuition, it covers the flight ticket, that's the round trip going and when you're coming back. Yes, you have to return to your own country. It also covers stipends that will be used for your monthly upkeep. There is a one-off arrival allowance that you get to receive immediately you get to the country of your study, and just in case you might need it, this is upon request. You also have access to a research grant that is for your final thesis during your program. What countries will you be studying in? That is, this Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship has 2 different cycles, and the one I'll be talking about is the second cycle. I guess the first cycle must have gone and passed. Yeah, so this second cycle is just for 3 countries, and I'll be listing the countries and the number of universities you're eligible to apply. So the way it works is that you have certain countries and the names of the universities in those countries will be listed. So you have to go through those universities. There's usually an application link under each of these universities. You have to go through these universities, then look for the specific way to apply. However, there are some general requirements and eligibility criteria which I'll also be sharing with you. But then let's look at these 3 countries for this second cycle. The first country is Sri Lanka, and it's just 2 universities. I'm going to put the names on the screen because there's a particular university which I cannot pronounce the name. So the first name is the University of Colombo, and the second university is University of Sri Jayewardenepura. However it's being pronounced. But the name is going to be on the screen. So for Sri Lanka, we have just 2 universities. Then the second country is South Africa, and we have 3 universities which I'll also show on the screen. Then the third, not the third country now, this is like South Pacific Island country. So we have 3 countries together: Fiji, Samoa and Vanuatu, and we have just 1 university, which is the University of South Pacific. So I'll be including the link to the website, that is the home page of the Commonwealth, of the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship, so you can have a look on how this has been arranged on the website and every other detail you might need to check. Then now let's look at who is eligible to apply for this scholarship. Like how will you know you're eligible? The first thing you need to consider is, are you a citizen of any of the Commonwealth countries? I would also be dropping a link just in the description box below, so you can have access to the list of Commonwealth countries, that is the members of the Commonwealth. Then you can know if you are eligible to apply or not. Another thing is that you must have a minimum of second class up, that's a 2-1, and you must have graduated, because at the point of application you need to submit your transcript and your certificate. So you cannot be in your final year for undergraduate year. You must have been done, you must have received your results, you must have received your official and final transcript and your certificate to be eligible to apply. In addition, there is no age limit to this scholarship, so no matter how old you are free to apply for this scholarship. And like I said initially, it's strictly master's program. Okay, you might be wondering, if you have a previous master's, are you still eligible to apply? Yes and no, in the sense that since we have different schools, you just have to, check the school that you are willing to apply to, check the requirements, and if this is not clearly stated on their website, you also have the license to send a message via mail to contacting them to know what information you need to know regarding whether you can apply with the previous masters or not. So now over to how to apply and what are the things you need to apply. The first thing I'll talk about is you knowing the course you want to study. So if you have an idea of the course, so you have to look through each of the host universities. Yes, you have to look through the host universities to know which course fits in either perfectly or at least is a close match to what you want to study. So I mentioned we have 3 countries, and in each of these countries we have a specific number of universities that are eligible for the second cycle. So you have to know which course you want to study. Look through the list of the schools, look through their courses. You might need to apply for admission either simultaneously or even after you have submitted the application for the scholarship, because application for admission, their dates might differ per school, and the applications for admission might not even be open at the moment. And if there is something that's not too clear, you have the license again to send a mail, find out from the university. So the first thing is knowing your course. The second thing is knowing the host university that you think you might be interested in to offer that particular program. And yes, you are also free to apply to more than one school, but yes, more than one school. You can't apply for 2 different programs in one university, but you are free to apply to as many universities as possible for different programs, as long as you're willing to go through each of the process all over from the beginning. So like I said, for the admission requirements, it's not stated on the scholarship website. You have to find that out directly on the host university website that you are interested in. Another thing you might want to note is the English language proficiency. The scholarship itself does not require any English proficiency tests when you're about to submit, but you have to check if the university you're applying to needs any English proficiency tests. So some might need and some might not need. So you have to know which one is required of you depending on which university you're applying to. Another thing you want to note is if there are any application fees. Most universities might not require you to pay any form of application fee while you are applying for admission. However, some might. So this, like I said, is depending on which university you are applying to and maybe the course, which country specifically you are applying to. This will determine whether you need to pay an application fee or not. So when is the deadline for this scholarship? Okay, this is the second cycle. Like I said, I wasn't really aware of when the first cycle started. So this second cycle is ending by May 24th by 3 p.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Yeah, so you can look that up on the website, and you can also check Google for more details on that. So the link to the website again will be in the description box for you to make reference to all of this. Deadline again is May 24th, 2023. So you have to, make your application as soon as possible. We are still in April, so you have roughly like a month thereabouts to successfully put your papers and your documents together to make a good application. So I believe there's still enough time really to do that. By the time you submit your application by May, the results to know whether you'll be eligible will be out around October. So yes, around October the results will be out. So from October, then by January, February, you can resume as your host university. So then some other information that you want to take note of about this scholarship is that, number one, you can't bring your dependents. Not like you can actually, but the scholarship does not provide additional funding to support you and to support your dependent, unlike the Commonwealth Shared and the Commonwealth Masters scholarship, whereby you can bring your dependent and they get access to certain funds. You can't do that, and it does not also cover your visa application, so you have to apply for a visa yourself. However, after applying for visa, you have to let the scholarship body to be aware so they can help book your flights. Yeah, so it covers your flights going and coming, I believe. Yes, then you can't book your flights ahead without letting them know, and you expect them to reimburse. You have to be patient enough for them to allow whatever traveling agency they are making use of to do the appropriate thing to book your flight. And talking about accommodation, yes, the stipend you will be receiving will be sufficient to take care of your accommodation. So you as a scholar, you have to look for the accommodation yourself, rent the apartment, then pay out of the stipend you'll be receiving upon resumption to the university. And you can also find out from the university if they have accommodations available for students, and if they do not, maybe connecting with alumni or even finding out from the school, they could provide you contacts and maybe links and websites, references to rent or in your search for an accommodation. Yeah, definitely. And the documents you'll be needing to apply for these scholarships. So the first thing is the fact that you have to prepare your essays. Like I mentioned, the goal or the mission of this scholarship is to train individuals so that they can also give back to their community. So most of the essays, not most, all of the essays per se are relating to how you want to develop your community, and you have to also talk about why you are choosing the course, how the course will impact your community, what makes you think you're qualified for this course, what are your career plans, and all of those. I think I'm going to do a video later on to specifically address how to answer the essay questions. Yes, I should do a video after this rather. And also you would need references, so you have to, I don't know the exact amount of the reference, I think 3 or I can't remember exactly how many references you'll be needing, but it's advisable that you turn in academic references are not professional, but in case whereby you've been out of school for a long time and you do not have access to maybe like your professors, your lecturers, and you could reach out to someone who is your employer, then the person can provide a professional reference, as long as the person can write well about you and has known you, for a while and for a long time. Also, another document you'll be needing, which is quite important, is your international passport, but it's not compulsory because you would be using international passport to travel for your visa application. But while submitting the scholarship application, you do not necessarily have to provide an international passport. So if you are here to get your international passport, you are still good to go. All you need is to just provide a means of identification, which is your national identity card, and that will suffice for this scholarship application. You'll be needing your certificates and your transcript, like I mentioned earlier. So if you're an undergraduate you're an undergraduate, maybe your final year or so, and you're yet to graduate and you're yet to receive your final transcript, so you might not be eligible except your results and your certificates, your transcript, unless they come out before the deadline, then you're good to go. However, if they are not out, you cannot apply for this scholarship. So yes, these are the basic things you need to know about the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship. And there is also the application guide that talks about what the essay questions look like and how you can answer them. And there's also a section of frequently asked questions in case you are not so clear about some things regarding the scholarship. All of these links, I will be putting them in the description box below. And if you have specific questions that you think that, okay, maybe there's something you want me to elaborate on that I made mention of in the video, do well to ask in the comment section. And yeah, I wish you guys all the best, and don't just be eager to submit your application. Try to make your own personal research, watch YouTube channels. If you know someone who has applied for this scholarship before and has gotten it, do well to ask the person, for guidance, and just useful tips that would help you to make a good and successful application. Until we see in my next video, do take care of yourself. Ciao.